Life has a way of giving us signs, even in its final moments. But do we recognize them? Many people miss these silent warnings until it's too late. Today, we'll uncover 5 subtle signs that someone may be nearing their final chapter. If you have an aging loved one, knowing these signs can help you provide comfort, understanding, and the love they need most. As the body approaches its final stages, the need for food and water naturally declines. This change can be one of the first and most noticeable signs that someone is nearing their final chapter. The body's metabolism slows down significantly, and energy is redirected toward essential functions rather than digestion. This shift often results in a loss of appetite and an overall decrease in the sensation of hunger and thirst. You may notice your loved one skipping meals more often, pushing away their plate, or only taking a few bites of food before losing interest. Even their favorite dishes, which once brought them joy, may no longer appeal to them. Beyond food, their water intake may also decrease. You might see them drinking less or refusing fluids altogether. This can lead to sudden and visible weight loss, which can be alarming for family members and caregivers. Their once full cheeks may become more hollow, and their hands may appear thinner and more fragile. While it's natural to feel concerned and want to encourage them to eat or drink more, it's important to understand that this change is not something that can be forced or reversed. The body is preparing itself in a way that is natural and necessary. Instead of urging them to consume full meals, focus on offering small, manageable portions of their favorite foods. A spoonful of pudding, a bite of fruit, or a warm sip of broth may be more comforting than a full plate of food. Hydration can also be maintained in subtle ways, offering ice chips, moistening their lips with a damp cloth, or giving them a sip of soothing herbal tea. Sometimes just being present, holding their hand, and providing comfort can mean more than any meal ever could. Rather than seeing this as a sign of giving up, it should be viewed as a natural transition. The body is gently shutting down, conserving energy for what truly matters. Understanding this can help ease the worry and allow you to focus on what's most important, being there for them in a way that is compassionate, supportive, and free from pressure. As the body slows down, so does the need for physical activity and social interaction. One of the most telling signs that someone may be in their final chapter is a noticeable increase in fatigue and withdrawal from the world around them. You might see them sleeping much more than usual, spending the majority of the day resting and struggling to keep their eyes open even during conversations. Activities they once enjoyed, watching television, reading, or even sitting outside, may no longer interest them. Instead, they may prefer the quiet solitude of their room, choosing rest over engagement. This exhaustion isn't just physical, it's also emotional and mental. The body is working hard to preserve its remaining energy, and social interactions can become draining. Your loved one may stop initiating conversations or respond with only a few words. They might seem distant, detached, or uninterested in what's happening around them. At times, they may even seem as though they are staring past you, lost in thought, as if their mind is somewhere else entirely. This can be difficult for family members who may feel as though their loved one is slipping away before they are truly gone. It's important to remember that this withdrawal is not personal. It is a natural part of the process. The person is not pulling away from you out of a lack of love, but rather because their focus is shifting inward. The best way to support them during this time is to honor their need for rest while still offering your presence. Even if they don't speak much, simply sitting beside them, holding their hand, or playing soft music can be comforting. Speak to them gently, even if they don't always respond. Let them know you're there and that they are not alone. This stage can be unpredictable. Some days they may have moments of alertness and connection, while on others they may seem completely withdrawn. Follow their lead and meet them where they are. In these moments of quiet presence, your love speaks louder than words ever could. As the body approaches its final stage, breathing patterns often begin to change. This can be one of the most noticeable and sometimes unsettling signs that a person is nearing the end of their journey. You may notice their breathing becoming slower, shallower, or more irregular. There might be long pauses between breaths, where it almost seems as though they have stopped breathing, only for them to take another breath moments later. This is known as Cheney-Stokes breathing. a pattern where breathing gradually becomes deeper and faster, followed by periods of slowing down and even brief pauses. These changes occur because the body no longer needs as much oxygen, and the brain is adjusting the way it regulates breathing. It's important to understand that while it may seem distressing to witness, your loved one is not in pain. Their body is simply responding to its natural process of shutting down. In some cases, you may hear a sound known as the death rattle, a gurgling or rattling noise that happens when fluids collect in the throat due to a reduced ability to swallow. This sound can be alarming to family members, but it does not mean that the person is suffering. It is simply a result of the body slowing down. The best way to provide comfort during this time is to ensure that your loved one is in a peaceful and relaxed environment. Keeping their head slightly elevated can help with breathing, and using a humidifier or gentle suctioning may ease any congestion. Playing soft, calming music, dimming the lights, and creating a quiet space can also be soothing. Most importantly, be there. Your presence alone is comforting. Even if they cannot respond, they can often still hear your voice. Speaking softly, offering reassurance, and holding their hand can provide immeasurable peace in these final moments. Watching these changes in breathing can be emotionally difficult, but understanding that it is a natural and painless part of the process can help you focus on what matters most, ensuring that your loved one feels safe, loved, and at peace in their final moments. As the body transitions toward its final moments, changes in mental clarity and perception often occur. One of the most profound and sometimes unexpected signs is an increase in confusion, disorientation, or even hallucinations. Your loved one may begin to forget familiar faces, struggle to recognize their surroundings, or mix up timelines, believing they are in a different place or reliving memories from long ago. They might call out for people who have passed away or speak about journeys, gatherings, or unfinished tasks that seem unrelated to the present moment. These experiences are not necessarily frightening for them. In many cases, they can bring a sense of peace. Some believe that as the body lets go, the mind begins to exist in two realms, one foot in the physical world, the other in a place beyond. This is why many people near the end of life speak of seeing loved ones who have long since passed. They may smile as if greeting someone unseen or speak softly to those they believe are there. It's important not to dismiss these moments or correct them. Instead, respond with kindness and reassurance. If they mention seeing someone who has passed, you don't need to tell them it isn't real. Instead, simply acknowledge their experience. A gentle response like, "That sounds beautiful," or "Tell me more about what you see," can provide comfort and validation. At times, confusion may also lead to restlessness or agitation. Your loved one may seem anxious, try to get out of bed, or repeatedly ask the same questions. This is known as terminal restlessness, a common occurrence in the final days. If this happens, creating a soothing environment can help. Soft lighting, familiar scents, calming music, and a reassuring voice can ease their distress. Holding their hand, speaking gently, and reminding them that they are safe can make a profound difference. Although these moments of confusion or visions may seem unusual, they are often part of the natural transition. They are not signs of fear or distress, but rather indications that their journey is shifting. As difficult as it may be to witness, the best thing you can do is offer love, patience, and a sense of peace. Simply being present, listening, and allowing them to express what they are experiencing can bring them immense comfort as they move through this final stage of life. One of the most unexpected yet profound signs that someone is in their final chapter is a sudden burst of energy, often referred to as the rally effect. After days or even weeks of deep fatigue, withdrawal, and decline, a person may suddenly seem more alert, engaged, and even talkative. They might sit up in bed, ask for a favorite meal, or express a desire to see loved ones. Some may recall vivid memories with clarity, share heartfelt messages, or even express a sense of peace and readiness. To family members, this can feel like a miraculous turnaround, a sign that things are improving. But in most cases, this surge of energy is temporary. It is often a final gift, a brief moment of lucidity before the body fully lets go. The rally effect happens because the body's systems, in their final stretch, sometimes release a last wave of stored energy. While it may be fleeting, it is a meaningful and deeply emotional time. If your loved one experiences this, embrace it. Sit with them, listen to their words, and cherish the moments of connection. If they have requests, do your best to fulfill them. These moments are often filled with profound love, closure, and even an unspoken sense of farewell. However, it's also important to prepare yourself emotionally. While the sudden improvement may bring hope, understanding that this is part of the natural process can help ease the shock when the decline resumes. The best way to handle this phase is to be present without expectation, to appreciate the time given without attaching it to a false sense of recovery. Many families who experience this say it is one of the most sacred and cherished moments they had with their loved one. It is a reminder that even in the final days, love, connection, and presence hold more power than anything else. Whether the rally lasts for hours or just a few fleeting moments, it is a time to hold close, to share words of love, and to offer reassurance that they are not alone as they prepare for their peaceful transition. As the final moments draw near, the body enters a state of deep stillness. Breathing slows even further, sometimes pausing for long stretches before a final exhale. The hands and feet may feel cool to the touch as circulation weakens, and the skin may take on a bluish or mottled appearance. The senses begin to fade, but hearing is often the last to go. Even if your loved one is unresponsive, they may still hear your voice, feel your touch, and sense your presence. This is a sacred time, a time for quiet reassurance, for whispered words of love, for simply being there. Hold their hand, stroke their hair, speak softly, let them know they are safe, that they are loved, that it's okay to let go. Your presence, your voice, and your love are the greatest gifts you can offer in these final moments. There is no perfect way to say goodbye. Some pass in silence, while others take their last breath surrounded by family and soft words of comfort. However it happens, know that this transition is natural, and your love will stay with them even beyond this life. Grief will come, but so will the memories of every moment you shared, the laughter, the stories, the love that will never fade. And in that love, they will always remain with you.